to the United stand. This is your latest Manchester United transfer news. I was smiling there because I saw Zach Kay's comment and he just said, please don't sign Harry Maguire, I beg you, which just made me laugh a little bit. I mean, look, everyone's entitled to opinion. We are live this afternoon. Harry Maguire confirmed ? Is the most important thing to add to this. Now, look, I can see people in the live comments and they're saying, I don't know where this is coming from. It must be fake news and all this, right? I'm going to tell you what it's come from. So I've been told by somebody today that Harry Maguire is going to sign for Manchester United. This is not a normal person. They are a normal person. They're a human being, but it's not the normal coming from Manchester United. I'm obviously from the Midlands. This is coming from the Leicester side of things, that Harry Maguire is going to sign for Manchester United. There was a preference to go to Manchester City, but Manchester City are not willing to go over £70 million. The deal with Manchester United will be done for around £75 million. Harry Maguire wants to leave Leicester and he's more than happy to come to Manchester United. It's not about coming to Manchester United because Man City won't buy him. I think there was a preference to go to Man City, and look, if Man City offered 80 million, he'd probably go there. But that preference is not a bad thing. That is not a bad thing. Let me just say that straight away, because that's where we are as a football club. If you were offered the chance of going to play with Pep Guardiola and win Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues, or come to Manchester United, then maybe you would go for Man City. But he's more than happy to come to Manchester United. It's definitely a big step up for him. Around £75 million is the price that I've been told, and he will sign for Manchester United. The only caveat to this is that Manchester United obviously have got to pay that fee, and there is a little bit of concern from Manchester United. This is moving away from the information I've had. There is a little bit of concern from Manchester United that obviously De Ligt is going to go to Juventus, and De Ligt have offered £50 million. So there is that concern from United's end that if they pay £75 million for Harry Maguire, are they going to look silly because De Ligt's going to go for about 60, and obviously De Ligt, in many people's eyes, is a better signing. I think at the end of the day that wouldn't worry me too much, because if Juventus get De Ligt for 60 million, more fool Ajax, because Van Dijk went for 75 million a year and a half ago, and that's for a Premier League centre-back from Southampton. Harry Maguire is an England international. He is one of the best centre-backs in the Premier League. And you know, I think 75 million is probably about what I would have predicted. If somebody had said to me at Christmas, how much do you think Harry Maguire's worth, I would have said in this market 75 million. So you can agree with it, you can not agree with it, but I do think it's about right. Welcome to Jared Wassels, the latest member of the club. So yeah, look, in relation to Harry Maguire, I'd be very happy with that signing. So just to recap, I've been told that Harry Maguire will sign for Manchester United. It'll be around £75 million. Maguire, I don't even know if Maguire's back yet. He was on holiday, but Maguire wants to leave. He wants to leave Leicester and go and try. Because he's 26, you can't knock him for this. He's done very, very well for Leicester. He's established himself as England's best centre-back, and now he wants to go to a top 6 club. It's between United and City, but City won't pay as much as United. We've been there before, which leaves the track clear for Manchester United as long as United push through. Leicester obviously are looking to make signings. They've already bought the lad from Newcastle. They want Tielemans as well. There's a feeling from Leicester that if they give United Maguire, that United will back off from Tielemans. That might not please some people, but this is apparently going to happen in the next few days. Leicester see no reason for Maguire to stay training with them when United are going to be off on tour. United obviously want to get their business done soon. I was told by somebody today that Manchester United, take this with a pinch of salt if you like, that Manchester United, as a general sort of business, are very, very busy today. And that's come out from a couple of journalists, that Manchester United are very, very busy today. That could be because we're working on a couple of deals, because we've only got a couple of days until we go on tour. Or, as I said on Twitter, maybe they're just doing the online check-in for all the players on Sunday and that's why they're busy. I don't know. But will we get any deals done by Sunday? I would say probably not at the moment. Having said that, if there is some real speed towards this deal, great. Nothing to report on Bruno Fernandes at the moment. Obviously, we have got that interest. We've got that interest in Longstaff. And we've got this interest in Harry Maguire. And the only reason I put a question mark there is because I don't know how reliable. I know this person. I've got no reason to disbelieve them, but they're not the normal people I speak to. This is somebody I've known for years who is from that area and has that connection in with Leicester. So it's from Leicester sort of side of things. From Manchester United, look, I think Manchester United want to sign Harry Maguire. Of course, any deal can fall through. Maybe United will decide they don't want to pay 75 million and they'll go and get somebody else. Kanshik Ratu, thanks for the contribution. We've got a contribution from Fabian Padilla. He says, why not Alderweireld for a temporary fix and a world-class centre-back next year? I'm glad you've said that, Fabian, because it's a really good point. Welcome to SRV. So as we discuss Harry Maguire, can I just say that, how does everybody feel about Harry Maguire? Because we spoke about this the other day. I'm happy with the signing. After last World Cup, I said let's sign Harry Maguire, which was a little bit reactionary because I don't normally say judge players on the international break, but on internationals. But what I like about Harry Maguire, and I'll argue with this with anybody, he is dominant in the air. Like when England played Holland, he was up against De Ligt and Van Dijk on set pieces, and he's dominant in the air. United haven't had that since Vidic. It's so important defensively, and more importantly, I would say, it's so important when we're getting corners. He's so good in the air, and United need that. He's also good on the ball. He's a professional footballer. There's none of this bloody messing around. He seems like a grounded lad, which will appeal to Solskjaer. So that's tick, 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 tick. I've said before, I agree with the whole Koulibaly's better, Varane's better, but we are the 6th best club in England in the Europa League. Beggars can't be choosers in a certain extent. But the point that Fabian made there, somebody just said there, Airliner 911 says Maguire is slow, James would outrun him easily. But look, mate, I used to play centre back. I was never blessed with ridiculous pace. This makes me laugh. Even FIFA has made it so that it's not so pace biased now. Steve Bruce was ridiculously slow, and there was very fast strikers around there. It doesn't matter if you're not Speedy Gonzalez as a centre-back. It's nice, but it doesn't matter because actually it makes you a better footballer if you're not as quick as everybody else anyway, because you've got to read the game quicker, you've got to position yourself in a far more intelligent way. You'll find that slower defenders are actually better defenders than the quick ones, because the quick ones have got that recovery pace for their mistakes. The slower ones, they can't afford to make the mistake. And Harry Maguire actually doesn't make many mistakes in a Leicester team that gets attacked more than we will. So I don't, he's not particularly fast, but I don't think that's a massive issue. Weasel97, Sir Alex said good attack wins games, a good defence wins titles, thinks that's what Ollie is thinking. Maguire is the best thing after Koulibaly. I agree with that. I think Maguire and Lindelof would be very good together. But let me just talk about that point from Fabian. Yes, Alderweireld's available for 25 million, but he's 31 this season, and he might not want to come to Manchester United anyway. So that discounts him. All right, he's available for 25 million, but he's got to want to come to Manchester United, and also he's 31. Like Maguire's 5 years younger, so that's Alderweireld sort of put to bed. Koulibaly, I want Koulibaly. Napoli probably aren't going to sell him, or more likely they will sell him for 90 million, but we don't want to pay 90 million because I still think he might go to PSG. So that's Koulibaly gone. Varane is just paper talk. We've never seriously been in for Varane. De Ligt, we never had a chance of De Ligt. Ruben Diaz, well, how many of you have actually watched Ruben Diaz? Because I know a little bit about Ruben Diaz, but I've probably watched him play 5 times. And I consider myself to be somebody who watches quite a lot of football. And I'll put my hands up about Ruben Diaz and say, he looks good, but I've seen him 5 times. Is that enough to bring over to Manchester United just because, he looks quite good and a lot of people talk about him? Ruben Diaz could just be bang average and never have a great career. Ruben Diaz could be Delo and come over and struggle. So Harry Maguire's Premier League proven. And for me, look, the price is another factor, I suppose. £75 million. United get laughed at by our rivals anyway. Why do you care about what our rivals think? The fact that we're still rivals, I'm quite happy about that. They still are so obsessed with us that they want to laugh at what we're doing. We finished 6th, lads and ladies. We were in the Europa League. Banter is about that. But bantering is about spending a lot of money. That's just bitter because we've got money. 75 million for Harry Maguire. I'm sorry, it is absolutely accurate. I know you might think he's not worth that, but you've got to look at things factually. To me, it's the same as Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba factually is worth 150 million. You can say, he's inconsistent, this, that and the other, Mark, but at the end of the day, Paul Pogba was bought for 90 million 3 years ago. Inflation puts his price up to 120. Has he depreciated in value? No. Is he one of the world's biggest marketable footballers? Yes. That only adds to his value. He won a World Cup. On his day, he's absolutely fantastic. He's worth 150 million. Whether you would pay that as an individual, that's up to you. Whether you would pay 75 million for Harry Maguire as an individual is up to you. I'm telling you that's what he's worth. He's a 26-year-old, Premier League proven centre-back, one of the top 10 centre-backs in the Premier League, maybe even the top 5, dominant in the air, England international week in, week out, every time England play. I'm sorry, he's a 75 million centre-back in the Premier League. If he played for Ajax, you'd probably get him for 35, 40. But in the Premier League, that's what he's worth. And of course, he's English as well. Mr. Matu says, very happy with Maguire, such a solid defender, and should fill De Gea and Lindelof with confidence playing next to him. Wan-Bissaka on the right, Luke Shaw on the left, De Gea in goal, get that contract signed, Maguire, Lindelof. Suddenly we've got a back four that we're not going, oh my God, Ashley Young and Phil Jones are playing. We've got a strong back four. So yeah, I agree with you on that one. Shivesh Singh says, not against Maguire, but we could have Diop and Alderweireld for that fee. That could have been interesting. We can't get Alderweireld, Shivesh. Like, everyone's just saying because Alderweireld's got this 25 million release clause, he'll go anywhere. Like, you know what? If Brighton get the money together, he'll go there. He plays for Spurs. They got into the Champions League final. The only issue with Alderweireld is he's not signing a new contract. But he's already hinted that he'll stay at Spurs. And then his contract will run down. And then he'll go somewhere next summer, maybe China, for big, big money. I don't necessarily think Alderweireld wants to come to United. And I don't think United want Alderweireld because they want somebody who's a bit more long-term than that. As for Issa Diop's going to cost us 60 million quid. And is Issa Diop better than Harry Maguire? Potentially he is, but he's not at the moment, and he's not going to cost a hell of a lot cheaper than Harry Maguire. So again, it's down to personal choice with that one. I'm from Norway, a place called Aldersense, not far away from Molde. I love Molde and Manchester United, of course, and I'm sure Ollie will have success with United. It was Solskjaer that made Molde a good team, and that's from Aaron Mork Melonis. Thank you, Aaron. Look, I'm pleased with this deal if it's going to happen. And I add the if in because if anyone's watched the United stand over any period of time, I was saying about Alexis Sanchez well over a week before it was done and everyone was going, you're talking shit, and I've been told something. Bruno Fernandes told in March, let's see what happens with that. And I've been told that Harry Maguire will sign for Manchester United. And the only thing that will stop that deal happening is if United suddenly get embarrassed by the fee and retract and go for somebody cheaper, which, you know what, we've seen that happen before. Morata, 2 years ago, we were after Morata and we backed out because we got fed up of dealing with Real Madrid and we went and got Lukaku. Lukaku was going to Chelsea, Morata was coming to United, and we blindsided everybody and ambushed the Lukaku deal. So we could do that again with the centre-back. The other factor is Man City. I think Harry Maguire probably would pick Man City over us. I haven't got a problem with that. I think we don't think we live in a day with those days where everyone's a Man United fan and is focused on coming to United. I think they're gone. Harry Maguire clearly wants to come to United, but I think if Man City actually offered more money than us, he probably would go there for many reasons. I've got a feeling Twansibi is going to do good in the tour and United are going to settle with just having him back, says Sean Kadkoi. Well, you know what? That would be the worst option of the lot, wouldn't it? Because I would rather have... to be honest, I'm very happy with the Harry Maguire deal anyway, but that would be the worst deal of the lot. A few people talking about Umtiti. I've seen Umtiti mentioned, and I don't like doing videos on Umtiti because the name just makes me laugh too much. But Umtiti, like, he rejected us a year ago. He used us for a new contract. He's very injury prone, and I just don't want Umtiti, if I'm honest with you. I don't. Umtiti, no Titi. Titi. Manish Qatari, thanks, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Maguire is overrated. United the new Leeds, says Pamanda Dillon. That makes absolutely no sense. So Maguire's overrated, why? And we're the new Leeds, why? I don't understand what you're on about. Jarrad Toimi, people need to lighten up. Maguire means less of Smalling and Jones. Wan-Bissaka means less of Young. Can't put a price on that relief. And I think at the end of the day, there is a little bit of arrogance, which I like, that Manchester United fans don't want Maguire because he's not as glamorous as they want to be. But Skriniar is perfect. Look, like Rory, you're absolutely spot on. Rory Hartnett, Skriniar is the man I would want. I would absolutely want him to do. But at the end of the day, I don't think Inter Milan are going to do that deal with us. It's a disgrace, says Kerry Blue 102, that we have gone this long without a centre-back that's dominant in the air in both boxes. And that, for me, is why Harry Maguire would be absolutely fantastic, because he is so dominant in the air. Onyx, just to say, you know, capital letters don't normally get answered, but I did read what you say, and I don't hide from comments like this. It says, who confirmed it? Stop spreading lies. Right, Onyx. One thing, I don't have to tell you who tells me things, because then they might not tell me things in the future. Two, I don't even have to go live and talk about it and potentially open myself up to ridicule because maybe this deal won't happen. And 3, the reason it says Harry Maguire confirmed question mark is because there's a question mark next to it. Now, to recap what Leighton Davies says, can we have a recap? I have been told today by somebody not close to United but close to the other club that Harry Maguire is going to sign for Manchester United for around £75 million. That Manchester United have obviously got to increase their price, which everybody's expecting them to do, but if they walk away, it won't happen. And secondly, that Man City is probably Harry Maguire's preferred option, but Man City will not go above what Manchester United have paid. So he's going to end up at Manchester United. That is what I've been told. That is not lies. I don't need to make lies up. If I wanted to make lies up, I would just go live 4 times a day saying we're going to sign Ronaldo, we're going to sign Messi, we're going to sign Griezmann, who's not signed yet. I don't need to do that bullshit because we've got a very good community here, and hence why I go live and talk about stuff that I either read or I get told, and we interact. That's how it works. If you don't want to believe it, don't believe it. That's absolutely fine. It is your prerogative. Right, we've read Kerry Blue. We've got a new member from DT3K. Thank you and welcome. And Wilhelm Christensen, lovely name, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. On a different note, I watched the video of your tour of the Arsenal Stadium, best 10 minutes on YouTube, absolute gem, says Shivesh Singh. What was that on, Shivesh? Was that on, I don't even know where that video is anymore. Is that on, that must be on the Mark Goldbridge channel. Actually, if nobody follows the Mark Goldbridge channel, I will do a little bit of a plug there. Mark Goldbridge YouTube channel. I do a video called Going for Goldbridge, which I've just brought back after a summer break. If you like a little bit more about me, talking not necessarily about football, you can go and give that a watch. We put that up at lunchtime. Salami, you're getting, that's silly. There'll be something about Pogba tomorrow. Drive's Child says, just do something to improve this team way more than we have. Get great players and do it fast, because the longer they take, the less we get. Exactly. Just going back to that point there that was mentioned. James Dackel says, Harry Maguire would be a huge signing. Keep Pogba and bring in Bruno for shared responsibility over the creativity. You know what? This is subjective, what I'm about to say now, which means it's not based on stories or what I've been told. This is just total opinion here. I think the reason... Well, look, I know for a fact that Manchester United want Harry Maguire. That's not in dispute. Manchester United want Harry Maguire. Whether he was their first option or not, they wanted Koulibaly, so he wasn't their first option. But Manchester United want Harry Maguire. I think that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and his team around him want Harry Maguire for a number of reasons. 1, he's dominant in the air. 2, he can bring the ball out from the back. 3, he doesn't make many mistakes. 4, he's experienced at the highest level. All right, he's not played Champions League or Europa League, but he's played international football. 5, he's calm under pressure. Remember, his goal at Anfield for that draw basically took 2 points off Liverpool that would have won in the league. 6, he's English, and that gives him something that Solskjaer clearly wants. He's a Premier League proven English player who will probably have a better grasp of what Manchester United's all about, what the Premier League's all about, over someone like Ruben Diaz. And I just think that, we've heard about Manchester United wanting to get a few more British players into the club, whether that's right or wrong. I think Harry Maguire is also the sort of player that runs through brick walls for you. And he's a leader. I mean, does he wear the captain's armband for Leicester? Who's the captain of Leicester? That's a question for the live comments. Is he a captain for Leicester? Because if he is, then he's definitely a leader anyway. But I think I don't know whether he is the captain, but he is a leader. Would you do a McTominay Longstaff straight swap, says Hamza Alfreda. Whether I would or I wouldn't, there is no way that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would do that. He's English, and that's the main reason, says Vishnu. I don't think it is. A few people saying that it's a good signing. Godin went to Inter ages ago, Tor Magnus. We have Lindelof, Bailly, Twansibi. There is great centre backs. It should not be priority. Right wing and midfielders way more important, says Nicholas Cadelham. You see, I disagree with that. I think that with regards to Schmeichel's their captain apparently. With regards to what somebody said earlier, if we go on the tour and Twansibi does well and we don't sign a centre-back, I'll go into the season really depressed, because Twansibi and Lindelof, it ain't enough. It's not enough. I don't rate Rojo. I don't rate Jones. Smalling is okay as a backup, and Bailly always gets injured. But my biggest disappointment would be if we don't sign a centre-back is that we're just being cheapskates again. We're not dealing with a big issue in our team. We're not going out and solving a problem. We're putting a plaster on it and hoping again. And that's why I think it's really, really important. And to be honest with you, I think Harry Maguire will be a very good signing for Manchester United. Let's see if this person who's told me it is correct. I think they're going to be correct. I think he is going to sign. And I think 75 million is about right for what we need at Manchester United and the value of it. But look, I understand there's a lot of people that don't want Harry Maguire. I think it would be easier for those of us who are happy with that signing. I would prefer a Koulibaly, yes. But if they're not available, we've got to get somebody. And, you know, I think you've got your world-class centre-backs and then you've got your top-class centre-backs. And I'd put Harry Maguire there. But if you don't want him, it really helps if you tell us why rather than... Or do you even understand why yourself? Or is it just he's not glamorous enough? Keep doing what you do, Mark. Screw the haters, says Kelakalachi Gaming. Oh, don't worry about it, mate. You know, I think people just... The summer transfer window is full of toxicity. People start to get very agitated, frustrated. I understand it. It's absolutely fine. Please do smash a like on the video, everybody. And make sure you're subscribing if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner. Subscribe to the channel. We're on that road to 500,000 subscribers. And what I was going to say... yeah, get your notifications on. If you are subscribed, click the bell because obviously we can just go live at any time. We will be live at 8 o'clock every night. We have got the transfer daily at 7 a.m. every morning, but obviously things like this we will go live for. So thanks everybody for watching. We will be back on the show at 8 o'clock live tonight. Let's see. Very, very quiet day around Manchester United actually. Not a lot going on. Which I don't think anybody really predicted. I say quiet around the media. It's quiet, obviously. It won't be quiet at United. They'll all be working hard on whatever they're doing. But I think Thursday before the pre-season tour, I think we expected. Well, I think I said on Monday I expected 2 signings. I think we'll be struggling to get 1. Is Maguire causing the Bruno delay? Says Balaji Kumar. It shouldn't do. United should be able to do other things. More than one deal. A few people saying Umtiti over Maguire. Again, do you actually even watch Barcelona? Are you aware of Umtiti's injury record? Are you aware that he used his last season for a new contract? Are you aware that he's a flop at Barcelona that they don't really want anymore? I mean, does this sound like the sort of player that you want to bring? Do you want to bring a player that's hungry to our club and is on the climb up? Or do you want to bring a player that's coming to our club because they've flopped where they are and they're going to earn good money with us? You know, to me, I would take Harry Maguire over Umtiti because he's coming to us for the right reasons. Thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you all at 8 o'clock. Let's see what happens with this one. Just came on. What's happening, says Sam. I've got to go, Sam. I've got to go and pick the kids up from the childminders. But thanks everyone for watching. I shall speak to you at 8 o'clock tonight. And get in the comments below. Continue the debate. It's not up to me who we sign. You know, if I had 100 million for a centre-back, you know who I would get. I'd just keep Phil Jones. No, I'd go and get Harry Maguire. No, I mean, I'd go and get Koulibaly. Thanks for watching. Final super chat coming in from Cranfield Group. Sign Tielemans and Maguire, Premier League proven. Fernandes, Partey as Pogba will move on this summer with a forged Bale exchanged. Love the show, Mark from Australia. Thanks for that contribution, pal. We'll find out about Pogba tomorrow. He's back tomorrow, so we're going to find out about him tomorrow. Smash a like, subscribe. I'll see you at 8 o'clock.